It's unfortunately something I'm not good at. Oh, look at that. We got the draft. All right, let's go into our draft now. I'm not going to talk about cosmetics. Please stop asking me. First, right off the get-go, we see this Tusk ban and the OD ban out from RNG. They're like, yeah, we're not having it. This isn't happening anymore. This is not what we're gonna do. And still having the Mars and still having the Puck ban.
Yep, so Nixus hasn't making it through. And who is the other one of our usual suspects? It's been mostly
Monkey?
Phoenix this season. Yeah, Monkey King as well, actually. It was
Nyx.
Phoenix in the previous draft. Yes, I just said Nyx.
Oh, well, my brain.
That's okay.
I mean, what? So, you said it was Nyx, Monkey, Phoenix, Doom? No, not Doom. Definitely don't think there's any Ogre McGee's up there.
No, that guy's usually been let through. Once again, set up for a possible Medusa game here. Of course, Medusa is less appealing to play into an Elder Titan.
And doubly so into a Bat Rider, so that's, I'm pretty sure that's out of the pool at this point in time. Getting that Bat Rider early against the possibility of the Medusa. Not terribly fantastic.
We've seen how fast even just an offlaner Bat Rider can secure his boots of travel. He only needs a moderately successful lane. And then after that, if either him or the support has gotten those stacks off, then it does not matter anymore. Troll out? Well, you said the Monkey King was still in. And Troll is definitely one of those heroes that the Monkey King cannot really stand to fight.
I mean, it's Troll, Ursa, and PA? But PA is not really actually one of the bigger ones. PA is more RNG-centric.
Well,
Jug.
It's all in the name.
There's that one too. Yeah, well. Oh, good point. No, I see what you're getting at now. Got it. Brain.
PA has been getting picked more in China and by RNG themselves, in fact, if I remember correctly. Was that against No, that might have been against them.
Well, either way, they do ban out the Monkey to get rid of the possibility and chance of it completely, while following that was the Beastmaster and PL bans out from SAG. So it's still very standard bans because you see this Beastmaster ban almost every game now. Now you see the Ricky ban too.
These bans here, especially the first two, just, alright, you know what, we'd like our offlaner to have a lane. Please. Because let's face it, Flyby was not in the previous game, and I think both us and RNG would like him to show up this time around. So, a lot of options here. Centaur, absolute China favorite, still getting picked up a lot. Mars and Beastmaster unfortunately out. We've seen Underlord get play, we've seen Tide Hunter get play, Tide of course also banned.
I mean, I think this is where you safe pick your Centaur, unless you're gonna run the 3 Mirana. But even then though, like, Elder Titan has much better utility against this. Whatever safe laner they plan to put in here, because Legion can contest.
And definitely more specifically, she can contest all of the heroes that are not Troll or Monkey King.
Right. Susceptible to a lot of the other bigger safe laners. But she is susceptible to a lot of the other bigger safe laners that are kind of like picked up right now. She's not really in that pool where you would pick up a Slark. That's not the Slark pool. You could Ursa still. Like, Ursa still isn't actually that bad, but
RNG.
looks like SAG, they want to take the Wraith King for themselves.
I've seen Wraith Kings here in China
Don't bullshit.
beat Medusas. And that is, I guess, what RNG goes for a very different.
Have you seen them
pattern,
beat
I guess.
Alchemists?
No, because I haven't seen any alchemists as of late. And with as of late, I mean like in the past 3 months.
3 months? I was going to throw out maybe the last year.
No,
I haven't
they're-
really
they're-
seen an alchemist in general.
I have seen alchemists lose in the past 6 months.
Ah, got it.
辉方禁用英雄。
Got it.
So, yeah.
This,
Well, no AA counterpick on the board right now. Good possible space making, some farm amplification, naturally extra with the ogre, but I'm not sure if you hit critical mass fast enough to stop this Wraith King. You're going to have to really measure your ultimate length here well for the alchemist, because if the fight just takes too long, you run out of your ult again, and then
还剩5秒。
you are in trouble. But then again, it is a strength carry that is not that bothered by Elder Titan. It's going to definitely keep up with the Wraith King. I see the pros and cons here.
what are your thoughts on just running mid-bat now?
请天辉方禁用英雄。
Instead
Good
of
idea.
RNG。
literally anything else.
A lot of mid picks out of the pool as well.
They've killed off the Void Spirit. They killed off the Invoker, which is their good position roaming 4 that they could do because RNG is lacking that
还剩
roaming.
10秒
If。I say that though, like we've seen how effective
还
the
剩5秒。请夜眼方挑选一。
all right,
And
It's-
Oracle. Okay.
it is going to be the, is this Safe Lane Marana?
The next label play. The next label play.
Because it's
not
mid, or it's
sure.
mid Marana. Could either be mid Marana or Safe Lane Marana.
还剩10
Or
秒。
mid Oracle.
Moracle. Yeah, no, we're not doing some Moracle play here.
No? No?
I don't think you could
But what
run
about
mid
the-
Oracle.
The gospel of our Lord and Savior in the North, Thompson.
Thompson does whatever he wants to.
Thompson things. That's what he does.
Like, how does this man just not? I mean, he's got to have a YouTube somewhere, right? He has to.
You mean that he does these things for content?
Yeah.
I think, honestly, he does things for his own amusement, and because he is looking for things that might actually work. Same with the Earth Spirit mid. And it does have its benefits. Like, honestly, the Marana mid is more likely, but the Oracle mid is more amusing. And besides, that would put up a laner that can deal with the Batrider, and it would provide reliable magic nuke damage to a lineup that right now mostly has physical. You don't have to worry about the Oracle falling off because you have 2 other cores that are there to do that for you, and you transition back into utility. I can make this case all night long.
Well, I mean, not gonna fight my statistics person on whether or not
Oh,
the
but I like
stats
Fighter.
align.
请选择你。
All right, well, they are gonna pick up Storm, so whoever is going to end up being mid here is likely to not actually have a great time because Storm still pretty good against the still pretty good overall against Oracle mid, still pretty good against the powers of the Alchemist mid. There's no real big thing that the Storm's the best answer they could have gone for. 100%.
Yeah, and they took quite a while thinking about it as well, but it just looks really nicely to round out the drafts, and they have this Wraith King to zip in and out around of, as opposed to, the Morphling last game who didn't really want to stand in the middle of the fight. Wraith King loves to be there. So yeah, much more suitable of a Storm draft, I think. And over on the other side, yeah, between Oracle and Mirana, I'm guessing that it's going to be the Mirana then, or you put the LC, but you want to get the LC in front of the Batrider most likely, and then you throw the Oracle now into the lane with the Batrider in it.
I mean, it just feels really weird to think about a mid Oracle, even a possibility right now. But like, it feels more possible that this Mirana is going to be the one. But I mean,
yeah. Especially now that the Batrider is not mid.
Right.
That was one of the big conditions.
I mean, the Batrider is still going to be a pretty good direct counter to this lane overall and to this game. But at the same time, the Legion just needs to be exactly where the Batrider is literally every second of the game.
Oh. Setsu. Oracle.
No.
I'm going to applaud for myself.
I can't believe it.
I'm totally going to do it.
I can't believe it.
I thought
it actually is mid Oracle. Ladies and gentlemen, it is mid Oracle.
Magic burst damage, extremely early peaking power curve, but you know, you're making space for an alchemist, and you're trying to get as much damage as possible into these duels to make sure that Flyby can take over for you later. Like, it makes sense in a rather twisted way, of course, because it doesn't follow the normal rules, right? But
normal rules.
Yeah, the rules are you don't pick Oracle mid.
The rules of Oracle, no. I mean, I could see it being alright. Like, he'll have pretty decent CS capability against this, against this Storm, but it's, I've never really seen it in action, so I'm ready to eat my words and maybe see some glorious run on this too.
We're going to have to see. It's definitely not reliable. You really have to have experience with it. And well, I'm curious to see how Setsu pulls this off, because yeah, this is definitely a Thompson style pick, as I said. This is special.
I mean, you can already see that D Stone is above the level chart at this point in time, but it's just Setsu will be able to catch up because he's got that high burst damage. He can just confirm every creep he ever wants. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it's going to be a little bit more of a 50-50. You're going to have your... actually, no, it's bot lane that's going to be more of a 50-50. Your Elder Titan and Ogre trying to swap attacks. Actually, looks like Ogre's sitting at half HP here. Up in the top might be having a little bit of trouble himself. No bot lane. Bot Ogre is 5. But it looks like he's actually fine. I thought he was going to end up going down there, but I think they salved him at the last second, and they got broken.
Then on top here, Elder Titan, he's going to just have to look for those moments where he can get the Spirit on 2 and then walk in. Otherwise, he cannot actually trade versus Mirana. She might not do a lot of damage, but her animation is actually really good. And then, yeah, this is, as you said, you can just secure range creeps at any distance with Oracle.
Yeah, he's got range confirmed for every single range, at least. And once he's level 3, that burst damage that can come off of the Purifying Flames is quite heavily confirming for his CS right off the get-go. He is 6-0 though to the 10-0, 10-1.
Yep. I saw him having some trouble with his animation and his last hit damage here. I don't think Setsu has actually spammed this, shall we say. But when his bottle comes out, he's going to actually be able to properly get at those spells, get the burst damage down. Because right now he's mostly using that, as you can see, the last hit. And it's actually very hard on his mana pool, so he needs the bottle. He needs that regen before he can start using it to put out any pressure onto these stones.
But you can see, here's the hardest part for him, is that he just gets bursted down by this magic damage that can come from D-Stone immediately, and he doesn't want to be throwing that heal out on him, so Yeah, this bottle is heavily important here, and whether or not Setsu actually gets the bottle in this mid lane fight here in 1 minute, that is going to dictate how his lane goes. Like this is the 100% lane winning rune, whatever team ends up getting.
Yeah. I mean, then again, this one is never the worst, but it's gonna slow down whoever loses it significantly, because the 4-minute rune, of course, immediately gets followed by the 5-minute bounty rune, which is a good catch-up.
But it would still be better to have the 4-minute then, and then just
Absolutely.
be able to walk away with it at the last little bit there.
Because look at this, if you can't keep the pressure up as an Oracle, this Storm Spirit is just going to be in your face, and he right-clicks much more efficiently than you do. Especially with the overload charges, so yes.
I mean, he'll be able to pump out damage here, but you could already see the supports.
Trucking into mid lane.
They're rotating in.
I love
Like this is
about
important.
China.
These runes are vitally important here. It's gonna be bottom. It's top. It looks like Felix is actually gonna be the one to grab it. It's haste as well. So no one to really get it here, which means no one's really going to get the advantage at the end of the day. They'll just have to walk over and grab the 5s like you were talking about.
Oracle just straight up went to base and refilled his bottle there. And I am hoping to see later into the lane to see his supports actually TPing to fill his bottle sometimes. He's going to need it.
Well, I'm surprised we're not seeing any big early kills. I mean, we've got this Earth Spirit running around and a Marauder in this game, but it just seems like we're kind of going at a passive pace at this moment. Like usually there's a first blood drawn already, but we are at the 5-minute marker, so maybe some bounty rune fights will occur here.
Very likely.
The Elder Titan lining up here. He does have the stomp, but Felix will get it first. Ends up whiffing it by a split second there at the end of the day. And we do see Zetsu. They're going to have to hold off in the mid while back up in the top. Nope, we're going back to mid. Zetsu has to pull off these stones here, but can't quite get it. There is the stun to follow through. The Elder Titan stomp to slow this down if they want to try anything. But they're just going to let it fly.
The experience difference here paying out in, well, a solo kill on an Oracle who has no way to defend himself. And this might keep on happening.
Oh, there goes the roll. They actually find Felix on the sidelines here, but Son Goku getting really low here, just trying to be really aggressive with this 6 stacks of napalm here. Good rotation call as well. This does leave Super to be sitting in the mid lane solo for a little while, but you don't really want to sit there. That Storm Spirit's gonna kind of bop you pretty good, especially since he's found this regen rune. Super just wants to get level 6.
Wouldn't actually be surprised to see D-Stones just using this regen to clear out an entire jungle, as opposed to going to gank with it. Why get it cancelled if you can just get half of your first item done? It's how I've seen it used recently.
Oh, Storm Spirit's dead. Going for somebody? Nope, he's jungle farming at the moment. Alright, looks like you get the recap fight of what happened here in the mid. The Storm Spirit just zips in immediately. So it's just like there was not really much he was really able to do there. I mean, even if he was level 6, I feel like it would just be the slow and insidious death. Speaking of slow and insidious, God King, Earth Spirit, he's right there. He almost had the opportunity to roll into him.
We haven't really talked about this top lane yet, but a flyby maybe would rather that we don't talk about him, because that means he gets left alone, no attention, finally gets some farm.
Yeah, he really wants to have a game this game, because last game was not really that way, because it's just that entire scenario.
Offlane Wraith King versus a troll? Yeah.
I mean,
that was never gonna happen.
That was never going to be fun, basically. It was a big hurtful game, but now it's not that exact kind of scenario. He's instead going to be ran up against this Wraith King. And I mean, he's happy. It's much happier than last game.
Yeah, what I'm really looking for here is for him to rotate over towards Setsu or the other way around, because these two, like, if you get a duel, Setsu is yours secure, especially for the last hit. And that is the easiest way to get these duels over with fast, because if you get behind, or if you get to wait for these duels, then it's really a lot rougher. A lot of backup can come in from SAG, so I'd rather not see that happen.
RNG, they zip in with the Storm Spirit. The Stomp's going to be there in the follow-up roll from the Earth Spirit. They get this one. The arrow goes through, but does literally no damage to the Storm. But back up in the top lane, it looked like there was a possible fight going out there with the Wraith King possibly losing his first life there.
Nope. His ult is up, and the duel is down, so he just lives.
I mean, there's not... I think, like, all the kills are basically going to happen at mid. I mean, we're at the 9-minute mark, so the laning phase is technically over. As you could already see, the Storm zipping in. They have the follow-up stun as well. I don't care. They will be able to find this kill on Flyby, and they don't want to be feeding kills away this early. The Wraith King is able to take this as much as he can, as far as he can with this one. And I mean, the Storm Spirit was relatively uncontested, but you're looking at your net worth chart. You know that your Alchemist is at the top, but the problem is that it's just Alchemist at the top right now.
It is, and it feels like it's one of those sad Alchemist games in the making, where his team can't do enough to make space for him, and he has to get involved early. The possible turnaround still is kills for the Legion Commander. And they are fighting for this rune right here.
Arrow goes through. They are going to fight for the rune like you're talking about. The duel goes out immediately on this Storm, but the Stomp is there. It doesn't slow down the finish off kill. In fact, Felix gets pushed away and will allow him to jump up to the hill here, but at the same time, Wraith King is here. The stun's available, goes out on Felix. The crit will land. And Flyby trying to go for this kill on the Earth Spirit, but the Invis is going to be there. He's just getting body blocked left and right, and Earth Spirit with no place to roll. He will go down as well. They find 3 kills now. That's very important for them. They also broke the Invis, and now Goku will also get this bottled arcane rune. He'll end up running in with his, I don't know what the cooldown is on his lasso, but next time it's up, you better expect that bad boy's on you. But with all this being said, we got the Battle Fury up and ready to go out on this Alchemist.
And those 3 kills for the LC are exactly what they needed here. Space to breathe, some items, progress towards his Blink Dagger, and especially if he gets to take this tower here relatively uncontested. An underleveled ET alone is not going to be enough to get this catapult off of the tower.
He's got to start running away here, but Flyby, I mean, he's just long gone. He's got tranquil boots. The arrow goes through. He's just not going to find anything with this one. I don't care though. He is going to find Setsu here, trying to get him with all these extra Skelly Bros, and they will find the first kill here. Going for the second one. The Flyby very low here. The jump in from the Earth Spirit. He kicks out a boulder. He just can't quite find him though. No, they do find Super though. They've got the urn with the follow-up roll as well with 3 stacks of napalm. They will be able to find this trade there. Sun just wants to keep on burning up these creeps. And I think they're going to take this push, right? Oh my goodness, how is it that way already? It's only been 12 minutes.
Well, this is a mid-Oracle with, I can't say support net worth, but just pretty bad. And luckily
Lasso
he gets his ult off here, but I don't
out
think that
onto
saves
this
him.
Alchemist. They've got the silence. The burn damage is all there. He's gonna... No, doesn't get the escape at the last second. Flyboy needs to be careful. He's playing under a lot of fire here from this napalm. But they do manage to find the kill on the Elder Titan. So they still trade 1 for 1, but I mean, you traded an Alchemist.
You do not trade your Alchemist, you lose your Alchemist.
Yeah, there's no trade happening here. It's a very poor market to do a trade like that.
Agreed. And yeah, that after they lose both of their other cores as well in the top lane, Setsu feels uncomfortable on Oracle, and him just walking up that high ground blind, assuming that nobody was going to be there, is just uncharacteristic.
I mean, we're looking at his items here, and he just doesn't really have anything. He has the support net worth. In fact, he's... I mean, I was going to say he's moderately close to Earth Spirit, but it is 1.2k off. I mean, he's got to have an item coming in the mail.
Flying in right now.
Goku. Got Blink Dagger, though. He's a fast boy. He's running at a 4.45. I think they scouted out that invis. I don't know if there is a ward that did. They might have seen it in the lane. There is one ward in the lane. Oh, well, he came back. But again, he has a lot of move speed. Even with the slow, he's at 391. He's not scared of this, though. And now he might want to be, as he's taking quite a bit of damage here. And he will go down, but they still manage to trade Felix as they bring in I Don't Care. And they want to find this kill on Setsu, but Felix is 100% dead. The regen from the fountain not able to save him. And Setsu not able to find the double up the magnetized. They do have a stun in now, and they will find it with the rolling polar combo, but the purge is going to be there from flyby. They want this kill on Setsu bad, but the res is going to be there. I don't care, but they are going to be able to get this first kill, but not the dual damage. They find the kill on Setsu. The zip in from D-Stones from the backlines from that kill on Flyby, and now they're going for this Ogre McGee, and they will clean them up. And they got this Alchemist in the mid. He's over by himself. The Batrider still has lasso. It looks like that's what we're lining up for. The cocktail goes out. Boom, bada, boom, baby. He finds him with the grab, brings him in with the lasso, and they're going to burn this Ogre to the ground with a 5-man team wipe.
Just when I thought they had a little bit of space to breathe, once again, everything just... balls out of control, really. You can see this Oracle there, so what you do actually is you usually, or at least, if you're Thompson, you go for the E-Blade. And you get this early protection versus all of these heroes that try to right-click you down by means of your Ghost Scepter. And you could see that it kept him alive a very, very long time in that exchange. I think if he turns around at the end there, instead of trying to save himself from the storm, he might actually get the last hit onto the Wraith King at the Jewel instead. But that's a close one.
God King. There goes the flash going out there. He does find the stun on Son Goku, but no follow-up there. He is taking quite a bit of damage, but the stomps there immediately from XCJ. And do we have anybody else coming in? Looks like there is a TP. I don't know who it is.
They shouldn't.
It is going to be the Earth Spirit, actually. It's just going to be the supports and Batrider just picking off heroes here. And Super with 3 stacks of Napalm. He's one slow boy. And the Stomp as well with Magnetize just ticking away on him. They're going to find this kill very easy. Why are we jumping over to Setsu? I don't think there's anything going on there. But we do see the zip, actually. But the bait, that's the huge bait here. They get this kill on the Storm just in time. And they wanted to bait that this whole entire time.
Freebie?
I mean, that's great. Storm Spirit was top of the net worth for the side of the Dire. Now he's going to be dead for half a minute here. He'll be right back, though. Zip back into the mid. The Wraith King's going to be farming in the meantime. And then, you know, you just got the your Batrider just running around here. 8.1k. I don't know what he's building next. Might be going into the... Yules.
Could be Yules, could be BKB.
Alright, the rest of SAG supports are rotating into the mid. They're bringing up the Oracle with the lasso, the follow-up stun, the Echo, and he's just straight dead. Nothing else they can really do here. They have one more leap charge and one more second, but silenced up as well as the Urn. He's just taking so much damage. Oracle buys back immediately, though. They do have the multicast that's going to be there, but they're just multicasting, multi-shot. But they do manage to blink in and find the duel immediately on Son Goku. So they still find the one-to-one trade, but they burn 2 by... Arrow actually is managing to land and hits the Storm Spirit, but the roll is going to be there for the defensive, so that means they're at least trading this Earth Spirit's life for the survival of the Storm. But still, that arrow could have been easily dodged there. That's a dive and a toss of a life you don't want to be doing there. because now you're gonna lose this
sidestepping
mid
it.
tower.
眼中塔已被摧毁。
Honestly, I was very surprised to see that it hit as well. A little bit of some space to breathe. God King is getting bigger. Was that a hard queued up that I saw just now? I think he just... Yep.
I think it was. It is indeed a heart that is queued up on God King at the moment.
夜眼君
He just
And
finished
then this
SNY.
one's to
He's
live.
got Battle Fury. He's like, I'm tired of dying.
正受到攻击。
I've died twice. That's too many times.
加固
To be fair, I'd probably agree. The real problem here is that the Oracle bought back, which is once again set back on his E-Blade. Like, this magic burst damage just isn't coming in. They're not trading heroes right now. Every time the Storm Spirit comes in with his Orchid, there is no good way for RNG to find a trade without having to spend a lot of time and a lot of heroes on it.
天辉下塔正受到攻击。
Bye-bye. They want to find the Bat Rider. He blinks away just in time. He finds the lasso as well as the follow-up silence. They want to try to kill off this poor... Well, they do end up getting this Legion Commander. They are going to end up trading the Earth Spirit. The Stomp is going to be there. Felix just eating a 350 crit straight to the face there. I don't care. Has another one queued up and ready to go. The follow-up stun goes through. Whammo! Eats that 603. They are going to find this kill on Felix. They want to go for more. They find the Ogre on the sidelines. Immediately they want to go for God King, but they have no stun, no slow, no nothing for God King. They put him underneath the slam, though, but Earth Splitter's not going to do anything there. The cast going to be thrown, but
塔正受到攻击。
just going to be slowing down this aggression, and Sun Goku going to start TPing back. God King he still is pumping out this farm. That's the thing, right? Is that he is top of the net worth, but they are not leading the net worth.
They're not. And normally one of the things with Alchemist into Wraith King is that you can get a lot of extra gold by farming up all of his skeletons, but the Wraith King hasn't really been pushing lane with them all that much. And RNG can't come forward, so they don't have the space to actually grab this neat little bonus.
And here's our grab and bait team fight here. A little replay from this one. This is where they get the trade off, but it's just they played it so well. They played it slow. And as much as they could go for, they get the picks off the supports, right off the back lines here. There's nothing else they could really do. They just have to disengage from that one, and it's just
天辉下塔正受到攻击。
that's just it. I mean, they almost got the Alchemist too. If he was stunned for another second there, he would have been caught in that splitter. I believe the heart is finished now for God King as well, so he's going to be running at 3.4k HP. Going to be a real beefy boy. It's going to be real hard to engage him.
He is, but as you can see in the previous fight already, he's not really doing that much damage, is he? That's one of the
He's
things
not
that
running
worries me
around with
about
the
Mad here.
Radiance. It's the Battle
No.
Fury, so he has to be able to battle. And if he's not able to battle with a Battle Fury, then I guess it's a Fury.
It's
Yeah.
over. Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the Radiance, right? With the Radiance, as long as you're staying alive, you are in fact dealing damage, but
天辉下
Not
塔
this
正
time, and
受
yeah,
到攻击。
I don't think they're going to come from the front here, Bat Rider.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Flyby's
they are
gonna try and
5-man
jump the back line.
smoked with the Marana Invis as well.
塔已被摧毁
They might find I don't care. The arrow whizzes through, it whiffs everybody, but they find Flyby with the follow-up silence and the boulder toss. With a zip in from D Stones, they get this immediate kill. The God King is hexed up and just immediately melted to the stomp from the Elder Titan. They get him easy pickets. Super losing all of his HP too with the lasso, bringing in this poor Oracle. They want more though. The Earth Spirit rolling in, trying to find Felix. He's gonna hit him with the whip just to try to get out of there. But it's just they wiped that clean, and now they're gonna take this tower. It's completely uncontested. You're not buying back your Alchemist. That's the only one that really can.
天辉下
It's
塔
9%.
天辉下塔
9%.
正受到攻击。
Alright, once again, I think that Dota Plus is being extremely generous here.
It has to be generous. Okay, you know what? There's this one thing about Dota Plus. I realized it when I was doing a lot of the NA stuff, is that the Radiant always has a default 55%.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever team picks Monkey King gives it another 10%.
Or Spectre.
It was Monkey King, Spectre, and Puck. Puck gave it 5%, and Spectre and Monkey gives it 10.
Yep.
Really weird stuff.
The 55% just sort of matches the Radiant global win rate. Dota players just win more on Radiant than they do on Dire. I think the map is decently balanced by now. It used to be that Radiant was actually a lot better. But by now I think it mostly has to do with the fact that it just feels better to the human mind to go from bottom left to top right than it is the other way around. How many maps have you ever played where you go from the top down to the bottom instead of starting at the bottom of the map and working your way up?
You raise a valid point. Never. I'm a techies player. I'm always at the bottom.
Touché.
Alright, SAG, they are 4-man smoked here. The Wraith King is going to stay in the lane here. Son Goku leading the charge at 5'11 move speed. He was looking for a really greedy blink onto literally anybody here, but God King's going to be brought back in. They might find a courier. No, they find God King in time, but the Purge is going to be there. They have both of them at the same time. The Stomp goes through, but it does manage to whiff. They're trying to click on this Earth Spear, but the actual Stomp goes through. They have the 2-man stun. They get the silence immediately on this very dead poor boy flyby. He's going to eat the dirt as well. They bring out the buyback. God King's going to find the stun. SAG needs to get out of there. That Earth Spirit. They get him just in time. The arrow goes through. It is not going to save him in time, though. But the Stomp again. It's beautiful timings. They do manage to get the duel, though, on the Storm. He's going to go down. No buyback available for him. And they need to get out of this one. But, I mean, Felix just straight dies to Son Goku there from burn damage. But I think this is where they got to disengage now. This might be a walk into Roche play and try to, like, hook and bait. But the dead Storm, maybe not.
Yeah, Storm's dead. Les is on CD. You don't have to necessarily go again here immediately. You basically just wait for the opportunity where you can force RNG to engage into you again. Then you kill Flyby again, who now, well, we've seen how easily he dies. And after that, yeah, without his buyback, it's going to be an easy Roche or an easy high ground push.
And we see this Wraith King is actually going to go into a Scotty next. So I think this game is getting pretty close, like you're saying. It's just Flyby is literally paper, and we saw how paper this Alchemist is as well. If he just gets hit by a big old split coming out from that Elder Titan, I mean, he took like, I mean, what did he take? I think it was like 650 damage. Is what it is at 12, because he's level 14, so he's only got 2 in his ult. I think it's supposed to be 650.
Storm's here with Aegis now, one of the best Aegis carriers in the game, maybe the best. And then of course that Scotty that you mentioned is going to do a world of hurt against his Alchemist, who really relies on his ult to give him that regeneration in the team fights as well. And Scotty is just going to cut that down. No regen for you, less of all of that extra movement speed and attack speed. It's just, it's rough.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know and might not have come back to Dota a while back, the Eye of Scotty was actually changed from its original portion, where I believe it was just straight movement slow. Now it does degen effect, in the sense it reduces the effectiveness of regen. So that's why it's like severely important that a lot of these other heroes try to get it, because it's the S tier thing for Alchemist. And it's like you were saying, there's nothing he could do. Like, you're not going to buy BKB on your Alp. And that's not even going to do it.
I mean, I think he should probably somewhere buy a BKB on his Alp, but he doesn't really have the time for it. They also need damage. They don't have damage. There's still no E-Blade on their poor...
Spirit rolls in. This poor Ogre, he's at level 11, where this 15 Earth Spirit's trying to find him. The Stomp goes through, does manage to land, as well as the Echo. They get the big old jump with the kill there. Flyby hits the dirt, no buyback for him. 35 seconds with the Ogre dead. Again, they get this kill out onto God King. They have to buy him back immediately. They're pulling back the Oracle, pushing him ever so further away from that E-Blade. They stun. Trying to slow down this aggression from I don't care, but I don't think he really cares. And he's just going to walk into the mid lane. Maybe... No, they're going to disengage. They got the buyback from one. They can't force the buyback from the Oracle. I mean, he's not... I don't think he is going to buy back anyway. And now the Storm. Regen rune, Arcane rune.
Are you kidding me? Hey, my mana is empty. What would I like right now? Well... Yeah, look at him coming in here. That
He's just
Over did not
zipped
see
in
that coming.
immediately. He is going to be Yules, which will break his regen, but he's not really concerned about this. They will get this kill.